Well, welcome to San Angelo Rodeo Live. My name is Joe Hyde. My co-host here is
Ryan Chadwick. Happy to be here.
This is the post-game show after Performance 9, Wednesday night, April 17th, 2024, of the San Angelo Rodeo. We're going to have all the highlights and interviews and observations from how our rodeo is going. But first, we have a big change to our show. We have a new sponsor. This is no longer just the post-game show. It is the Texas Trust Credit Union post-game show, brought to you by Jim Bass Ford. And Texas Trust Credit Union, of course, is a credit union here in San Angelo. They have locations all over Texas, but here in San Angelo we have two. But once you tell the folks, we didn't memorize all this stuff yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We will have this
We will have it memorized by next post-game show.
Let's see. Whether you need a personal loan to consolidate debt, a credit card full of perks, or a checking account that protects you and your money, Texas Trust Credit Union has your back. 2 locations in San Angelo to serve you, 3712 FM 2288 and 337 West Tuig in downtown San Angelo.
And, of course, that 2288 location's over there by the Chick-fil-A, right? And then downtown San Angelo. But thank you very much for Texas Trust Credit Union for your sponsorship. Now, on to the show. It was Armed Forces Night. As a veteran, I particularly enjoy veteran things, and we had a lot of things happening out there to honor the veterans from what you said, all 5 branches now?
Including the Space Force.
The Space Force. Yeah. You know, when I was in the Air Force, we didn't have a Space Force. We were the Space Force.
Yeah, but that was like back in the 1950s, so. I'm kidding, Joe. I know you're not that old.
Not that old. But anyway, Veterans Night, they honored all the veterans, brought all the flags out. Even had a good fellow Air Force Base airman sing the national anthem. So it was
and the intro was a little different with the pyrotechnics and whatnot.
Right.
They were all red, white, and blue themed. It was pretty cool.
There you go. Anyway, Veterans Night, Performance 9. Now getting into it, we need to talk about
Saddle bronc.
You know, well, first of all, just overview. The rough stock did better than the timed events.
Yes, it did.
And the barrel racing was on fire.
Yeah, we had another really good night for the barrel racing. No changes really in the tie down or the steer wrestling, but we did have another really good team roping show.
That's right.
So a bunch of different changes tonight, and we'll get to that later in scores. But let's move right into the rough stock.
Okay, saddle bronc.
Well, I mean, if you want to mention the bareback, we had one change in bareback, and he had an 86.5.
He was like the first ride.
Yeah. But in the saddle bronc, we had 2 different riders that did really well. We had Ryder Sanford. He scored an 87. And we had Wyatt Casper, who scored an 87.5. So that 87.5 was actually a tie for first. And you were doing the scores earlier. What are those standings looking like?
You know, I don't even remember because my head is so scrambled from having to deal with all of them. But we'll get into the scores in a little bit. But it's like a lot of ties.
Yeah.
A lot of ties.
That pretty much sums up all the riding events this
year.
Yeah,
even bull riding is all ties.
Although we have a change coming for you.
Someone broke the egg.
Finally broke the egg. But anyway, back to Wyatt Casper and his 87.5. I met up with him after his ride and interviewed him. So if you want to go ahead and play that one, James. All right, I'm here with Wyatt Casper, pretty well-known cowboy, just posted an 87.5 on a former NFR horse. Wyatt, just talk me through the ride. You're now tied for the lead. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, that was Hell on Hooves of Sparky Dreesen's. I really knew that horse was going to be pretty good, a good chance to come out here and maybe place in the first round and make it back to the short round. I'd been on that horse a couple of times before, and I like her. She's one of my favorites.
So whenever you get a horse that you're already familiar with, do you just know that you're going to have a good ride?
Depends on whether it was good or not. But a horse like that, you know, you get a chance every time you nod your head, and I was just blessed to draw that horse.
All right, now in the short round, because you've pretty much punched your ticket at this point, what's it going to take to win, just win it all in San Angelo?
It's just going to take drawing a good horse. We got a decent lead on some of the guys, and but drawing is a big part of what we do. You got to have a good dancing partner, I always say, and I'm just excited for the short round. It's always a blast here in San Angelo.
All right, last question here for me. It might be a little bit different one than you're used to, but whenever you get your score, do you ever wonder if you got more points or if your horse got more points?
I never really look at that stuff. I know there's a lot of guys that will go back and look at the judges' sheets, but I just figure it is what it is, and that's what it'll be. So I don't look at it much, but hopefully always you're better than the horse, because if you're not, it means that horse kind of beat you that time.
All right, again, this has been Wyatt Casper, now tied for the lead in the Saddle Bronc. And remember, all this Saddle Bronc coverage is brought to you by Ranch Hand Grill Guards, available only at Vehicle Accessories.
You know, I always wonder when I mean, the score, the half score going to the animal, half score going to the rider. I always wonder. I mean, we saw some of them tonight that you thought that were great rides, but it was an irregular ride for the animal. And the
horse, the horse scored poorly.
Yeah, and so they get like a 60.
Yeah.
And they said, well, he's going to have a re-ride because, you know, but I never can figure out when it's going to be like that. I always think, well, heck, everything went crazy on this one. He's got to have a high score. And then he gets a really low score because of the animal.
Right. I definitely think if it looks like technical, if it looks like your textbook ride, then it's usually a really good one. That's kind of how you know.
Yeah, but if it looks strange, if something strange happens, they're going to downgrade.
And to be honest, I think they reward strangeness on bulls, but not on the other rough stock.
Gotcha. So the horses have to look good.
Yeah, like those were the pictures for all the cowboy magazines.
All the bareback and saddle bronc riding coverage is brought to you by Ranch Hand Grill Guards, available at Vehicle Accessories. It's down there just past Texas Trust Credit Union on the right on US 67 South. And James, can you roll it?
Your time together is priceless. The Midnight Series are American-made, steel front and rear end replacement bumpers for today's hard-working truck owners who are up before first light to work and stay up long after dark to play. Midnight front and rear bumpers take your truck to the next level of performance. Protect what you love and look good doing it with the Ranch Hand Midnight Series, built to take a hit.
Available now at Vehicle Accessories, US 67 South in San Angelo. VehicleACC.com.
You know what I say, Joe? No one really wants a naked truck, right? So go ahead and go out there and check out Vehicle Accessories and get yourself a good deal on a grill guard.
Especially with all the deer around here.
Yeah, seriously, though. But moving on, of course, no San Angelo Rodeo would be complete without a Mutton Busted champion. We had another new one tonight. So, yeah, James, let's go ahead and just go straight into that one. All right, I'm here with the newest Sonora Bank Mutton Busted champion, Bryson Cifuentes from Brock Springs. Hey, bud, how did you hold on to that sheep and win tonight?
Because I was squeezing on too hard, and then I was grabbing it, and he hit my chin, and then I was holding too tight.
Yeah, and I asked you this before, but would you rather ride a sheep or ride a horse?
Ride a sheep.
Why not a horse?
Because I love horses. I want to ride a sheep on a buckle.
Okay, I hear you, man. Now, what did you eat for lunch that let you do so well today?
I forgot.
You forgot? Well, what's your favorite food at the rodeo?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti? Does that give you the energy you need to win? All right, how about you hold that up to the camera. Hold your belt buckle up and show everybody what you got. And again, this has been Bryson Cifuentes from Rock Springs, our newest Sonora Bank Mutton Busted champion, and all this coverage is presented by Sonora Bank.
You know, Rock Springs is kind of far away from here. He came up here and he's going to go home a winner.
I mean, maybe he knows someone who's competing.
But you know, the thing I really have to critique you on. You didn't ask him about turkey legs, but he did say he ate spaghetti.
With that being said, Joe, I did ask the question you told me to ask.
I asked him to see what fast food he wanted.
And he said, I forgot.
Yeah, he forgot, but he had spaghetti, and the reason he remembered spaghetti was because right down this road, right outside the Coliseum, they have a hospitality barn where the performers eat. They can go in and get a free meal, and they're serving spaghetti today.
All I'm saying is when he told me that, I was like, okay, man, but it makes a lot of sense now.
Yep. Anyway, the Sonora Bank Mutton Busting is brought to you by Sonora Bank. Roll it, James.
When something is important, you take care of it, especially when you're entrusted with its well-being. You pay close attention and act accordingly to every need and situation that may arise. Call it instinct, obligation, or desire. One thing's for certain, for most Texans, it just comes natural. At Sonora Bank, you'll find there's one bank that cares deeply about you and your banking needs. And caring for our customers, well, it just comes natural. That's a good reason to give us a try. Sonora Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
There was some carnage in the bull riding, brought to you by TriStar Fleet. In the bull riding, we finally broke our 5-way tie.
Yeah, we did. So not only did we have a couple of scary rides, or actually it did end up in a bit of an injury. I don't think he had to go to the hospital or anything, but he got stepped on, and that was Boyd Paul Hammis right there. Yeah, go ahead and watch this. He gets bucked off, stepped on, then the bullfighter gets involved. He gets bucked and stepped on, and then, bull gets away.
They finally got him out of the arena.
Right, and it looks like everyone was okay, but that was definitely a scary moment. But that wasn't the only time that something like that happened. Matt Merritt there, he almost got hit in the barrel a couple times. And, we had a couple of good rides, but...
It was exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting to watch. Probably not fun to be down there when all this is going on.
No, and we got a first-hand look of how dangerous a bullfighter's job actually is. Because like I said, as soon as that cowboy got touched, that bullfighter was the one who was getting hammered instead of him. So just a good reminder, But we did have a couple good rides, especially like the fact that there was a 5-way tie for second place. It's been that way since.
So the number one guy is J.R.
Stratford.
He's at 90.
Yes.
And he actually here's the interesting thing that we didn't talk about in the pregame show before we're doing this, that he rode a bull named Bruce Kitty.
Yes.
And Bruce Kitty was featured again tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, if this guy can hold on to Bruce Kitty, he'd make it.
Yeah.
But one of the things about Bruce Kitty is his record is like 30 buck-offs to 5 rides.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight it went 30-6.
Yeah.
Or 31-6. I'm sorry, 31 to 5. 31
yeah.
to 5. I mean, it's after midnight, so I have to
Yeah.
think about it.
But seriously though, Bruce Kitty definitely won tonight.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
wasn't even close,
I think
yeah.
I think that's indicative of the whole thing. Is they were promoting it during the show and everything. This is going to be the big rematch, and it didn't happen. I mean, it didn't work.
But we did get one that broke that 5-way tie for second place. It was
And now the 5-way tie is at 86.5.
86.5 in second place. But yeah, Cooper Jacobs got on a bull and looked like he was going to get bucked off at times, but he stayed on, held his balance.
So this
and
is a
whatnot.
situation where the bull ride looks wild,
Yeah.
and he gets a good score.
Exactly, because the more wild the bull, the higher the bull scores. But yes, Cooper Jacobs scored an 87.5, and he is now stands alone in second place, and now there's a 5-way tie for third place. But I interviewed him after his big night, so let's go ahead and go to that. I'm with Cooper Jacobs, who just broke up that second place tie in the bull riding with an 87.5 point ride. Puts you in second place overall, headed to that short go on Friday. Now, Cooper, just walk me through your ride.
It was a good little bull. Come out right around the right into my hand. The first jump, he felt like he about bucked me off, but I shoved my hips back over there and made it work out.
And now you're a college student going to Western Texas College up there in Snyder. I heard you're talking with Cowboy Town earlier, saying that you're basically winning rodeos all over the place right now. Is that true?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been going dang sure good for me. But
and being a college student, being 19, it's got to be a lot, man. How do you find the time to take time out of your studies to come to a place like San Angelo?
it is definitely, but I got it pretty good over there. The teachers are good about letting me go rodeo and things like that, so they make it pretty easy on me.
And what's it going to take to win the short go on Friday?
Just draw a good bull and ride my butt off.
All right, well, you're looking at the new lone second place finisher right now, 87.5 points. And remember, all this bull riding coverage has been brought to you by TriStar Fleet.
Chadwick, he looks young. Did you check? Did you check his ID?
I probably should have, but yeah, 19-year-old cowboy. And, man, he scored a 94 last week in a college rodeo.
All right.
Found that out after the fact.
And now he's winning all these I guess, professional rodeos. I mean, the guy's going to be a millionaire before he's out of college.
Maybe we'll
if
see.
he keeps going, we'll have to see how he does in short go.
Well, I mean, at the same time, though, the second he wins money here, he can't compete in college anymore, can he?
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I know if it was the NCAA, they'd be bums about it.
Yeah, I would think you can't.
Who knows?
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
We'll have to. You know what?
We need the rodeo association to tell us how it works.
We will find out before the next show.
Yeah, there we go.
Anyway, all this bull riding coverage is brought to you by TriStar Fleet. They have 2 locations that have 2 great things. One is at 703 Knickerbocker Road. That's where you have the ATVs and the golf carts and ATVs. And then what we're showing you here is the Mahindra tractors that they just became a Mahindra tractor dealer for the Concho Valley. They are fully stocked up at 3705 North Bryant. That's TriStar Fleet up at 3705 North Bryant. And the cool thing about TriStar Fleet is you can buy a Mahindra tractor, and they can also probably bundle in a deal on a trailer for it also, because they're big in the trailer business too. So that's TriStar Fleet, 2 locations we know that you can shop at for all your ATVs and UTVs and golf carts. Go down there on Knickerbocker Road, or if you're looking for a Mahindra tractor or a trailer, right on up there to North Bryant, 3705 North Bryant. Thank you very much, TriStar Fleet, for sponsoring our bull riding coverage this year.
All right, Joe, it's about that time.
Yeah,
Scores.
it's time for scores. So these are the final standings as of the end of Performance 9.
All right, in the bareback riding, Cooper Cook still holds first place at 88.5. R.C. Lanningham is in second with an 87. Jacob Lees and Wyatt Maines. This is a new addition today. Tied for third at 86.5. That's Wyatt Maines. Rode tonight. In the steer wrestling, as of Performance 9, remember this is the average. The scores are not average. They're added together in 2 rounds. Matt Reeves leads with an 8.4. Don Payne is in second with 8.5. And Cole Walker brings up third place with an 8.7.
No changes there.
No changes. Team roping, this one did have a change. Dustin Igaskiza, man, I can't say it when it matters. Levi Lord, 7.4. In second place, Corey Kidd and Tanner Braden, 8.4 seconds. Moving on to the saddle bronc, Sage Newman and Ryder Sanford and Wyatt Casper all have an 87.5. So Ryder Sanford actually had an 87.5. At the rodeo, he had an 87. So
they got a 3-way tie for number 1.
3-way tie for number 1.
Yep.
That's crazy. All right. In the tie-down roping, nothing changed. Marty Yates still leads with 15.5 seconds. Cash Cooper's in second with 16.3. Ryan Jarrett is in third with 16.4. That one might actually be new. I can't remember. And fourth, yeah, we'll just stay with the top 3 there. In breakaway roping, Allie Master still leads all ropers with a 4.4. Timber Allen Brand is in second place with 4.7. And then we have a 2-way tie for third place with Kelsey Domer and Brooke Eddy with 4.9 seconds. Moving on to the barrel racing, Donna K. Rule leads the average with a 30.25.
And by the way, we had that wrong in the pregame show.
Yeah.
Donna K. Rule should be number 1 the entire time.
And then tonight, a new one, Tiana Schuster, 30.27. That's new. And then in fourth place, Jimmy K. Cox. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to say third. But in bull riding, finally, J.R. Stratford leads from that Performance 1 with a 90. Cooper Howard Jacobs, that was today. You just heard from him. He's in second place at 87.5.
And then there's our big gaggle of tie right there at number 3. And I went ahead and put in the rest of them.
Yeah, just so they could get
so
some
you can
love
read
too.
them really fast.
Right.
But anyway, this has been the post-game show brought to you, actually, the Texas Trust Credit Union post-game show, Performance 9, San Angelo Rodeo, sponsored by Jim Bass Ford. Any final thoughts?
My final thought is this rodeo is really heating up. We actually saw some actual winners from the first round. Like now, every cowboy in the rodeo has done a first round. So there's been money dished out at this point, and from here on out, it's going to be second round done, and then we're going to have the short go on Friday. So this rodeo is winding down, but it's also
winding up.
Yeah, winding up, getting close.
And getting ready for
the finals.
Getting ready for the short go. And then if you haven't had enough by the time we have the short go, which is the finals on Friday night, they have the by invitation Cinch Shootout on Saturday night.
So where you can go see all your favorite performers go again.
All right. So this has been Performance 9 post-game show brought to you by Texas Trust Credit Union and also Jim Bass Ford. Thank you very much for joining us today. We'll see you tomorrow for the pregame show, somewhere around 6 to 6:30. That's when we publish them out there. So see you tomorrow.